Part of the reason I'm actually here is due to many technologies. And today is the day we're talking about technologies, we're talking about convergence, and I'd like to spend some time walking you through it. I'm not going to give you any product pitch per se or do a corporate pitch. I will talk to you about a concept that we have adopted within Ipanema. We heard today about how networks are becoming the underlying infrastructure of business. We heard today how young generation, whether it's a Y generation or X generation or a net generation, are putting enormous amount of pressure over this network that we call it Internet. Internet is being used today to carry enormous amount of very critical application for many of you that are sitting here today. Okay. But we all have to agree, and I think we heard it today from a variety of different people, it is becoming very critical and it is becoming unmanageable. And what I'd like to share with you today is the way in which we can actually try to bring some level of sanity around that. USA Today, and this is a US number, I apologize for that, estimates about $100 billion is being lost due to unpredictable network behavior. Now, I'm sure this is a big number, and if you're a 5-man shop or a 5,000-man shop, you can understand the impact that it has on you on a small scale. Whether it is a lack of productivity that it increases when you have a network brownout or a downtime, but you impact exactly what will be taking place. Now, we all talk about IP, and let's understand how IP works. IP is actually the least common denominator of the technology that it existed some 20 years ago when people actually started adopting it. It was not the best technology, ATM perhaps was, but everyone agreed it was the simplest thing to actually start making that the most common form of protocol in order for everybody else to drive application on top of that. And as this technology become very pervasive, enterprises started relying on that same network to drive their application. This is a study that was done by Infonetics. Infonetics actually took 6 companies and did a study on it. And what was interesting is that they put a very clear cost and a percentage that impacts the organization and the enterprise, both in terms of the outage, a blackout, or in terms of the actual brownouts. What's a brownout? When you are waiting for that system, the network to actually come back to you and give you a response when you hit that enter key to an SAP application, to your call center application. When it's not coming back and it's allowing you to sit and wait, that's a brownout. I was with people from Swisscom last month, and they were telling me that for every 1 minute of a downtime, they have a 15 minutes of a user impact. That's an impact. That's business. That's dollars and cents for you as a business leader sitting here today. What is interesting when you look at these numbers is that the degradation of network performance has a higher impact on companies that are high-tech based or healthcare based. So it's not only the down network that has a huge impact on you or in your customers or your users, it's the actual brownouts that it impacts that. And that has a cost. This is a calculated cost per hour, productivity cost. So the continuity on your business and how well your network is supporting your actual application. And let's not forget, we go and we invest money on technology so that it can run our application. If, for whatever reason, that system, the underlying architecture is not supporting your business, so technology for sake of technology, it's not the right answer for it. So today networks are complex, we all agree on that. It is unpredictable, and I don't say that unlikely. I talk to many CIOs, different parts of the globe, and everyone agrees it's a black hole. They don't know what's happening in it, and they want to know what is happening in it. We heard words like visibility. They want to know what kind of an application I'm running. And usually customers are surprised when we tell them that you're running 200 different applications. And today networks are not governed. So there is not a clear WAN governance on top of this existing network. We have come to rely on a single network. Many years back, I spent about 15 years with another company. It was presented today on the networking side. And we talked to different customers and to different partners. And we talked about the fact and the benefit and cost saving you get from collapsing number of networks to a single one IP-based network. And as I indicated to you, that has its benefits, but you have to make sure that you can manage it in the most effective way to make this thing happen. So today's network, they have a variety of different flavors of applications. The applications you spend enormous amount of time developing specifically for your company, applications that you develop the training and the skills that it's necessary to support that, you're rolling it out, it's enormous amount of cost. But that network, if it's not there, if it's not supporting your business application, and if it cannot guarantee the performance of that application, not the network, but the application performance is not guaranteed, there's something missing in that puzzle. I'm actually glad this morning that HP announced that they're buying 3Com. It's clear that the world, from a binary world of I am a server, I'm a network, I am a storage area company, it's becoming blurry. So Cisco is going to enter the server market, it has announced. HP and IBM are going to be providing networks. So this blur world will create more complexity for customers like you. And if you're not in a position to manage and control that effectively, it will bring more issues for the end user customers. And you can't just throw more people at it. I showed this slide, I was in Italy, and someone actually asked a question, said, you know, we have an unemployment here. So I know. So this is not intended to fix the unemployment issue, but is intended to say that as you have more complexity, usually the tendency is to have more people to try to solve those issues. And at some point, this becomes unmanageable. So when that happens, what you need to do, you need to be creative and use technology effectively to close that gap.